Welcome to the Well Said Podcast, the podcast for inspiring as well as aspiring authors and speakers. Now, here's your host, dynamic author and speaker, Cedric L. Threets.
What's going on, great people? Hey, you already know why I call you great, because somebody's got to be great today. It might as well be you. Welcome once again to the Well Said Podcast, the podcast for inspiring as well as aspiring authors and speakers. I am your host, Cedric the Edutainer Threet, and I am here with another special guest today. But before I introduce him, I need to let you know, you guys know what you got to do. You got to hit that like button. You got to hit the subscribe. You got to hit the notification bell. You got to share it. You got to do all that good stuff and let people know about the Well Said Podcast. Hey, I'm coming to you today with some more fire. You know, I have some great guests. And the guest I have today is just near and dear to my heart, because I think out of all the guests I've had on the Well Said Podcast so far, I have been knowing this gentleman longer than any of them. This gentleman, he and I, we actually grew up together in the same hood, so to speak. Been knowing each other since we were probably just coming out of diapers. So we go way back, like a seat in the Cadillac, as they say. But enough of all that. I got to introduce you to my very dear friend today. My dear friend today is Mr. Tim Jennings, and Tim is the founder of Understand Me Productions, a company dedicated to serving all walks of life. Tim also founded Uplifting the Name of Jesus Ministries, geared towards encouraging people in their faith walk. Tim Jennings is a 21st century multi-talented actor, comedian, and motivational speaker. He has been a professional entrepreneur and entertainer for over 25 years. He is known for his spiritual ministry and clean humor across the world. Tim comedy caters to the mainstream audience and is very family friendly. His performances includes all of the comedy clubs around the country. He's been in the Bay Area competition, Las Vegas Comedy Festival, Steve Harvey's Big Break, BET Def Comedy Jam competition. He has worked with so many heavyweights in the business. People like Frankie Beverly and Mays, The Temptations, New Edition, Calvin Richardson, Babyface, Ricky Smiley, Bill Bellamy, Lavelle Crawford, Tommy Davidson, just to name a few. And Tim is presently a regular, working the local comedy clubs weekly and ministering online every week. He is dedicated to his craft 100%. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce you to the very talented and funny, my dear friend, Mr. Tim Jennings. What's going on, man?
What's up, man? Hey, that introduction, man, you know what? Make me want to grow an afro again.
That's what I'm talking about, man. If I could grow one, I'd have one too. You remember back in the day we had, I had what was called a TWA, a teeny weeny afro. That's what I had.
Yeah, man, that was awesome, man. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that.
Man, hey, appreciate you for coming on to the Well Said Podcast. And Tim doesn't have a book. He could probably write a book if he wanted to, but he's a comedian, which is technically a comedian is a public speaker.
Yes.
So they just do public speaking in a different way. And man, tell the people a little more about yourself. I read the bio and everything, but you and I, we know we go way back. Tell us about this thing you're doing now, because when we were growing up, did you always want to be a comedian?
Yeah, you know, in school, you know, I was a runner-up for class clown 2 years in a row.
Wow.
You know, and what's so fun about it, coming up as a kid, man, we grew up on that playground like we did as kids. You remember playing basketball and shooting hooky, playing marbles and riding
Right.
bikes. It was always some kind of heckling being done as kids.
Mm-hmm.
So you basically had the gift as a little bit of child. You didn't
Yeah.
realize what you had in terms once you grew and got a little old up in age. But I grew up around on the playground being heckling and class clown and being silly, so that was just something that I just grew up as a kid, man. As I got a little older, I said, okay, I'm always somewhere trying to make somebody laugh and doing something that's silly.
Yeah.
I said, well, let me see what I can do with it, man. I just tapped into it, and here we are today, man.
Wow. Wow. That's awesome. Playing the dozens and all that kind of stuff like we used to do.
Man, make me stay in the house for a whole week. I couldn't even come outside, man. Them boys, and most folks I cracked on had 7 brothers. You know what I'm saying? Mama talking about go out there and get that mail. Ain't no mail out there, mama. Yes, it is. I'm gonna go out there when the child support check come. That boy got 7 brothers, man. I'm catching the bus and waiting on my mom at the same time. I couldn't even walk to the bus stop, man. It was rough, man.
Yeah. Yeah, we grew up in it, man, and it's awesome that you can take something that you had growing up as a child, and you can take that gift, that talent, or whatever it is you have, and just turn it into a gift or talent or business or whatever you're doing. Your entrepreneurship thing now, you're doing your ministry. Tell us about your entrepreneurship that you're doing.
Well, I noticed, during the pandemic time before the pandemic, we had a recession.
Okay.
Then here come the pandemic, come right behind that. So during that time, it gave me a lot of time to really just process in my mind what I want to do when I come out. Because there were a lot of people being losing family members, people sick. There was a lot of things that was going on during that time. But during that time, I found myself more or less being concerned about what I can do to help people.
Okay.
And during that time, I also found myself, because what I'm saying is sometimes it take a lot of things in your life happening from a good perspective as well as a bad perspective, because all of us consider fuel to me. And during that time, I said, okay, what I want to do, I want to make sure that I keep my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ first.
Okay.
That's my tattoo, being Timothy, being James. So I never vacillate from that. I learned that when I went out to Hollywood. I said, okay, I got all these things happening for me. I'm enjoying what I want to do. But at the end of the day, is it pleasing to God?
Right.
See, that's what I juggle with that. And so God said, okay, I put you in the position. If it's going to be great, you got to make sure that I'm over everything.
Okay.
So when them challenges and these tests came and all these different things, these temptation was coming, I found myself doing what I was doing, but I wasn't having fun because I knew that I was trying to serve God. So I said, okay, what I'm going to do is what you want me to do. He said, shut it all down.
Wow.
And I said, hold on a minute, God, hold on, shut it down.
Yeah.
He said, leave Hollywood and go home.
Wow.
I said, what you talking? I can't question him now. At the same time, he can protect you from danger seen and unseen.
Right.
So when I came back, I said, am I supposed to get back into a system, or I should really just wait on you? But here's the thing that really a lot of people don't get. If you're not built for a system, this is entrepreneur mindset. If you're not built for a system, I don't care how many jobs you get.
Yeah.
I don't care how much money they pay you. I don't care. You can be a leader. You can be over 15, 20 guys. If that's not what God has for you, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
So I had to take the high road and say, okay, God, do what you want to do with me. It wasn't about the money. It was about him molding and shaping me to what he wanted to do with me.
Right.
So the entrepreneur thing came because, I've been had Understand Me production forever. Then it was always up and Understand Me because, you know. So that stayed with me the whole period of time. I'm like, God, what he was doing, he was branding me. See, a lot of folks think once you become an entrepreneur, independent person, everything's supposed to just come together right then.
Right.
No. How do you have a testimony if God don't test you?
That's right. That's right.
There's strength in measure. Also, there's growth and endurance.
Okay.
So I had to grow not only mentally, physically, emotionally, and intellectually to be able to be prepared for what a true entrepreneur really is, because there's some highs and lows, because a lot of the weight falls strictly on the individual.
Yeah.
You are a brand now. You are this, you are that. and the obstacles that come with it. So that was the driving point for me becoming an entrepreneur, that I knew that what I was up against, it wasn't just no rodeo. It wasn't that just going to happen overnight. Am I built for the long haul? He said, footsteps are ordered, but can I walk according to my footsteps, not knowing where I'm headed?
Okay.
So now that I see things slowly trying to manifest, now let's not get it twisted. We're talking about 24 years in the business. You know, and from a perspective of a lot of other people, I undergrounded business for all them years I went to LA, you know, 21 shows in 3 weeks.
Wow.
Then back to LA for a whole week. Chicago, Miami, Detroit, all around the country, every punchline, every improv, all around the country. So I'm saying to myself, this is what you want me to see? He said, I'm going to show you this underground before the internet even came. So I built a resume that people didn't even see me, but I was hitting the clubs doing a lot of things that people wanting to do.
Right.
You know, making $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 a weekend, that wasn't nothing.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, my spirit was still vexed. See? When God wants you to do something for him, he going to take all the worldly noise out of the equation.
Yeah.
And that's the hard part for me. Even when he called me out of it, I said, man, I'm going to go back to LA and see what's going on. God said, hold on, I didn't tell you to go back. I went back out there and so many things was happening that one of God to me, but there was warnings and signs on the wall that God said, you have to wait on me. Independent people, you build something, anything you do, even if you find somebody, for instance, just say in the comedy arena that I'm in now, Rock. The big time bosses that got these big venues all around the world, they didn't become popular venues overnight.
Right.
It's the same thing with your entertainment and your entrepreneurship. It's a growing process.
Yeah.
So when you deal with these people and have these interactions with them from a business perspective, suit and tie world, once you sit down, they'll fast move you if you don't light them up and say, hold on, slow down, man. You didn't get to where you are in 40 years, so you want me to get there in 40 days. So this is the journey that I took for the entrepreneur side. I said, okay, I want to learn on the fly. And everything that I came up against, the highs and the lows, I know God is shaping me for these moments that I'm up against now. Like you saw the work that's coming now. I'm so appreciative of it. But it's a lot of work in the body of Christ that still needs to be done. You know, so that's why we're in this arena that we're in now, doing the things that's coming up now, because I know that he has something that he's trying to do through me. And once I understood that he's trying to do through me and not for me, see, it's a difference. That's when you're really covered. When he's doing it through you, he can really put you where you need to be. But when he's doing it for you, that means you're basically out there on your own. You know, so that's why I say that's been my tattoo for me, being an entrepreneur, that, hey, I see what you're doing now, God. And I see how you want it done. You know what I'm saying? My gifts, they're your gifts. But you want to make sure that my gifts make room for me, so that I'm not just only in the room, I can get outside the room. Then you can present me to the world as a living sacrifice by the way that he's doing it. And it's been so beautiful, man, that there's so much peace. See?
Key word.
And then I say this, bro. When you're doing it, when the world has you entangled, you really don't really feel the fruits of your labor. Because when God got you moving away according to his will, the fruits of the labor in your spirit, that spiritual man. You be like, oh, I can smile now because it's a different type of light. You know what I'm saying? In the world, it's a 40-watt bulb, but when you're dealing with God, it's 100-watt. I can use light perspective. You know what I'm saying? And then you can walk in a bold way, but not from an arrogant perspective. If I can say it. So that's why I say when things be happening, I can create all these different cliches, and I find myself. I remember, listen, you interviewed me, but I say something because I know you. I go back like me and you. I remember me and you shared basic tears when you came down to your job, that first job, when you wrote your first book. Remember, we were talking on the phone. You said you went to your office, man, and the door was locked. I said, guess what, bro? I said, you got laid off. You didn't get laid out. You remember that? You went red and said, okay, that was your breaking point then. I was still trying to figure mine out. But here's the thing. The nuggets and the knowledge never stopped, though. So because what I was doing, I was comforting my brother.
Mm-hmm.
But your parachute launched right then.
Yeah.
Because you found your lane. So that's why I say the systematic world during that time, you weren't prepared for a system.
Mm-hmm.
You were there for so long, you were stagnant, but God was pushing you to somewhere.
Yeah.
Just that setback set you up for everything that's going on now.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
See?
No doubt. No doubt. And it took a while to realize that and to see that, because I had been there for 19 years, 2 months shy of 20 years. And they snatched the rug from under me with a 1 day notice. You know, I walked in the door on a Monday and they said, tomorrow's your last day. And just like that, I was going, and actually, my supervisor wasn't even supposed to tell me. I was supposed to show up on that Tuesday and they were going to tell me.
Wow.
And that, I mean, that's a blow for anybody, man. And at that point, I didn't know what to do or which way to go, but I had my wife and she supported me and she was encouraging me. And then I had people like you in my life and other people encouraging me. And that support system is so important. And that gave me the confidence to know that I could go on and I could do this. Even now, with the support that I'm getting just from doing this podcast, getting support from people like yourself and other people with encouraging words, man, it means the world when you have that support system with you to go out there. Now, when you first started out, here you are, a young man growing up in Birmingham, Alabama. What made you say, I'm going to LA and be a comedian?
In 1991,
Mm-hmm.
we grew up in the projects. That just been our DNA.
Right.
We never knew what poor and poverty meant.
Right.
Because we were too busy having fun.
Mm-hmm.
And we had all the curricular activities at our exposure.
Yep.
The baseball, the basketball, the football, all these things, the swimming pool. We had those things, so we didn't know what it was like to be poor.
Right.
Because we was having so much fun. So from 91, growing up in the project, then coming back and working in the project, when working for the Birmingham Housing Authority, from 1991 to 2006.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of tapped out on bricks and mortar.
Mm.
So I started talking to God. I said, okay, I'm juggling my comedy career while I'm working. I'm doing this Hollywood life. I'm driving a dump truck for the Birmingham Housing Authority. Basically, was getting a free check for 3 years because I go put my truck up, be gone, doing all kinds of stuff. My supervisor covered me, and I had all my coworkers was hating on me because he like, go ahead, man, because he saw bigger dreams than me. Mm-hmm. He would let me do what I wanted to do. He wanted me to just bring him a sweatshirt back from Hollywood or a sweatsuit or whatever. But my peers and my co-workers like, man, you keep on letting them leave work and we doing all the work. He said, because he's trying to be something else besides a man with a stick in his hand or just stay around his project area. He was looking for something bigger. Mm-hmm. So for after the first 9 years, from 91 to right about 2000, I just kept on playing with it, hitting all the clubs and the Chitley circuit, driving Cleveland, a 7-hour drive one way just to do an open mic. No money, no nothing.
Yeah.
Getting on shows and the money run right when it started taking off. And I'm like, wow, man, all this going on with this. So time kept on going. Same thing like I always tell anybody. I say, if you're trying to pursue something else in your life, make sure if you're doing one thing and it's financially taking care of you, the next thing that you think is going to be your cash cow, and that's your passion, what you really like doing. This has been maintaining you up until this point.
Right.
Don't allow it to be deteriorated. Just allow where you're going to slowly pull all your attention that way so you can slowly get away from this over here.
Right.
That's what I'm asking God for. I was asking for structure. Book of Proverbs speak of structure.
Okay.
God, keep me with structure, but same time, the world to me is a big old infrastructure.
Okay.
But so I had to make sure that I continue to build my portfolio, but same time, don't build nothing bigger than the kingdom.
Okay.
See, because as long as I remain kingdom basis, what I'm doing, it'll never come to the worldly mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know once I get out into the world, I'm just fair game.
Right. Right.
I never wanted to leave the care of God with all these different things going on in the job. So for year 2000, all the way back to 91, all I kept doing, like, I'm running, I'm doing this here. I said, God, show me a way that I can leave my job that take care of me and benefits and insurance and everything, that I can walk away and leave myself in a good standing that if I have to come back, the doors will still be open because they love me, you know, my type of job I had.
Yeah.
And one night he spoke to me because it wasn't about the money. It's just how they were changing directed, like on your job.
Yeah.
They would change directed. The money started moving a different way. My job secure with all the years and experience I had been there. But they let go like 5 or 6 guys because they said they couldn't afford to continue to pay these guys. Wow. I said, well, it's going to be a major layoff because during that time, everything was slowly shifting toward contract work.
Okay.
Everybody was contracting everything out, plumbing, electric, and all. So I'm speaking to God. I said, I see what you're doing. I said, what are you doing? He said, I'm going to show you how you can make this transition from this job and go pursue what you want to see because I want you to see it.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? I want you to see it. He said, because you're not going to let me handle the thing until I let you see it. So what happened was, after all these people let go, they came up with a major layoff. But the people with 5 to 10 years, they was good. I had already had 14 years, 15 years. So they was giving out severance packets. Cha-ching, see? They were giving out severance packets. And I never told nobody this story to this day because it was part of my severance packet. Okay, they were giving out severance packets and giving people X amount of dollars. They said, well, we'll give you a severance packet and we'll give you $25,000 and the year's worth of benefits. But they was all mad at me because I was leaving. I said, well, if they'll give me $25,000, which is that's my money anyway.
Correct. Right.
Okay. I said, well, since you're gonna give me $25,000, I feel in my heart as being who I am, everything is negotiable.
Okay.
So when they said 25,000, I said, well, you know, they can go up some more because it's my money. I got to pay taxes on it. So let me see, could I get after them enough to get it up to about 35? So if they slash it, it'll land right on that 25.
Right. Yeah.
So I went to the round table and I negotiated that and I kept my door open. And not only did I get the $25,000 up to $35,000, so it landed right at $25,000 where Uncle Sam hit it, they also gave me 24 months of benefits. So they was only giving out 12 months of benefits initially. They gave me 24 months of benefits and they gave me $35,000.
Wow.
So I took that situation, and that happened 2006 of June. August, I was in Los Angeles.
Wow. Because
stuff happens, and it's been so funny with me. The things that I pursue rock, it happens so fast. If I ask God for something, he'll give it to me fast. And when he give it to me fast, I'm like, I don't deserve it because we don't deserve nothing. We didn't merit it. We didn't earn it. It's just by his grace and mercy.
Right.
But when he give it to us like the prodigal son, we are no different.
Yeah.
You know, we're lame ducks, man. We don't really know what the feathers on our back really represent.
Right.
And that's what happened to me. Every time he give it to me fast, he showed me. I went right out there, man. Started at the bottom. In 2 months, I was already on the top. Because you remember I started working with Ross.
Yeah.
She had just came off the tour with Last Common Standing. She came in 4th place. And they had an 80-seater tour they were doing.
Okay.
So I'm right in the game. VIP, everybody in Hollywood, the Cat Williams, the Kevin Hart, them guys hadn't even made it yet.
Yeah.
So that took me right to the door, walking in the VIP area because who I was with. So that got me to the point of saying, okay, I can do this, but everything that looked good ain't good. And every grass that on the other side may look good, but still that grass got to be cut too.
Exactly.
So God,
come on now.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And what God was doing with that, I asked him to show me. He showed me the highs, the lows of the business.
Yeah.
While I traveled, live out of suitcase, but everything was 5-star everywhere I went.
Okay.
Okay, you go on a 5-star hotel, you get some cheese, some crackers, a banana, a mango, some orange juice, and a bagel. That's $47. I said, man, who said this, God? They leave stuff in the hotel room. I'm like, man, put that in the bag, man. We paid $47. I don't want $47, man, for some fruit, man.
Yeah.
And so it was a growing, but I was thankful because the life that we live, once we get a hold of something, we want that VIP treatment.
Yeah.
But I looked at it for being all around the different comics. I don't name bash because I am who I am when around these different guys. I think you've been following a lot of stuff I've been doing. I stay in my lane. I respect the comics because, you know, I work with a lot of heavyweights, man, but also you got to respect these guys' space.
Yeah.
When you out in it, you don't need to be starstruck. Let's take pictures. Hey, bro, take pictures of me.
Right.
You know,
right.
I look good. I'm doing what I need to be doing. So what I want to try to get a picture of you for?
And see, it's interesting you should say that because that's how I feel about autographs. You know, I don't want your autograph. I'll give you mine.
But see, that's a line of respect, though.
Yeah.
Because I learned something from some comics, man. You know, I've been around a lot of different guys, the Ronaldo Ray, man, you know, some more cats that been in the business, the Mickey D's. I work with George Carlin, all these different guys, man, Carlo Mencia. So I went to another dynamic of comedians outside of the African American and the Caucasian comedians, these Hispanic, these Mexican, to see their dynamic of how they move.
Yeah.
You know, see, people don't realize how this business, like you just said about the book earlier, I'm an open book.
Right.
I write every day. All them skits Monday through Friday. That's a creative mind. People say, are you writing new material? I said Monday through Friday, Mr. Greasy. All this stuff. This is one man that's thinking, but at the same time, I thank God for what God do through me because it's the creativity of him.
Right.
Through me.
Yeah.
And once I understand how my steps and how my conversation and where my script relies and where it comes from, I feel that I can take on the world at this moment.
Yeah. Yeah. Now you just mentioned somebody, you mentioned something, and I want to get into this to encourage people. You mentioned a character. You're writing every day. And as writers and authors, comedians, we come up with these characters. And you have a character that you've created here recently named Mr. Greasy. Tell us about Mr. Greasy. What's his story? Everybody's got a story. We need to know the story behind Mr. Greasy.
Listen, you can relate to this. As we was coming up during our days, man, the Jerry curl and S curl was the thing.
Yeah.
Right? Everything is coming back. The bell bottom, the long collar shirts, you understand? We see these guys running around these skinny jeans on where you can see the pride part from the back. But at the end of the day, that ain't really what's happening.
Right.
So then I thought about that Soul Train digging in the scene with the gangster lean style. You know how they were back then, you know, them high stack heel shoes.
Right.
And I put all that together in my head. I said, well, how could I pull this off without making myself look like a clown?
Okay.
You know, because of who I am, and I have major respect for myself because I'm my worstest critic.
Okay.
So I was sitting down, and me and Lori went to the store one day. I said, how could I create this character? I said, okay, not a Jerry curl wig, just a perm. Okay. And then I said, a Jerry curl is greasy. You understand? And I said, okay. And I came home and I sat down. I said, I want something unique and different. I don't want to feel like I'm stepping on other comics. I have never heard nobody say Mr. Greasy.
Yeah.
But how I came up with the word greasy, I thought about oil. I thought about car oil. And I thought about the Jerry curl moisture. All these things are slippery.
Yeah.
And so I said, okay, Mr. Grunchy. I said, no. Then it hit me one night. I was sitting in the living room and said, Mr. Greasy. He just said, add a little twist to it.
Yeah.
You know, put that dynamic together, and I just be myself on how I speak, and I come up with different things and different little dialogues, man. And it just been running, man, and the people been loving it.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the beauty of it, man. That's the beauty of the creative mind. And going back to your childhood, and you talk about all of these things that you saw, and that's what I tell people. If you just look around you, you can find material anywhere. You just looking around and seeing the things that people wore and how they did their hair and things like that. Bam, you come up with a character just from growing up and seeing your environment and other things now. And going back to stepping out and going out, I mean, coming from from Birmingham and just saying, I'm going to go out to LA. And not only, even if you don't go out to LA, just to have the confidence to get up on stage and do what you do, man, I tell you, that is a beautiful thing, because so many people would love to do what you do and other comics do, but they don't have the confidence. You know, they are what do you call it? They're self-conscious. You know, they don't want, they want people to laugh at them, but they don't want people to laugh at them. They think they're going to be embarrassed, or so they're afraid, and they let that fear stop them from getting up there and pursuing their dreams, say like at an open mic or whatever. So where did you get that confidence from to just get up and go out there, man, and get on that stage? Is that something that you were born with, or something that came from you just growing up in the hood, or where did that come from?
As a kid, I always wanted more. You know, I say this, God rest his soul, W.B. O'Neal.
Okay.
Pastor O'Neal, you know how we had to walk past your house in Jackson Heights to get to Mount Canaan Baptist Church. We all grew up full gospel.
Right.
Called the tent revival. You know, it wasn't no four walls, like, you know, a church without walls. It seemed like it's strong on the inside, but the strongest flavor is outside them four walls.
Yeah.
So as a child, I found myself doing a lot of single things because I didn't have no father figure. You know, we all grew up without that father figure, 4 or 5 children with a single parent mom. My mom had me in the 10th grade in high school.
Okay.
You know, she had to drop out of school to carry me. I'm the only one out of 4 brothers with a high school diploma with opportunity to go to the service in high school. So it was a lot of dynamics that came on. But from a child, I found myself walking, going a lot of places by myself. I was on stage then.
Yeah.
You know, and everything that we did as kids, whether we sold marble, work at the vegetable truck, I was always the seller, not the buyer.
Yeah.
So when it came down to getting on stage, I said to myself, I still have to sell myself to the world.
Right.
They had an open mic. They started open mic in Fairfield some years ago. When they had this club in Fairfield. And one night I was just sitting around. I said, I'm going to go and hit this open mic, you know. And I went and hit that open mic, and I was just myself, hadn't wrote no material or nothing.
Yeah.
Man, folks on the floor call, you know I'm silly.
Yeah.
I'm just letting you know off the top. I ain't come to crack no joke. I just come talk about a couple of y'all.
Right, right.
What I'm writing for and all this stuff going on in front of me. You know, I took the but I went on stage honest. I didn't have nothing on no paper. I just came off the top of my head with whatever, and everybody was just floored, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I must be on to something. But the next time I went and did it, it wasn't the same hit. But I've never been booed. But I'm saying it was a different kind of crowd.
Yeah.
So when that happened, I'm like, okay, why didn't I get the same that I got last time? God said it worked that way. He said some nights they're gonna be up, some nights they're gonna be down.
Right.
That's the same way your life gonna go. So when things was up a lot, when they felt down, I said, well, but I've been up for a long time. Yeah. So when a couple of down moments come, how am I going to embrace them? How am I going to process them in my head? Yeah. Yeah. So I started to build my portfolio on what I want to do. Then I found myself start writing. I'm like you. I'm an awesome writer. And then once I started to write stuff, and while I'm writing, I'm laughing. Yeah. You know, I'm laughing, Rock. So I said, okay. You know, then as I continued to write, I became more and more elated. Yeah. You understand? Yeah. And then my confidence started to soar. You know, then the competition here, the Steve Harvey, the Ricky Smiley, all this stuff started happening for me at home. Yeah. But I still haven't finding myself. I said, okay, I got to do something different. You know, because what the word can you use? I wasn't feeling fulfilled. Okay. Right. Because you know how we come from this place, like everything that you had as a child, you want to take that same kind of energy from your childhood life into your adulthood life. Right. But what I was really doing, I was basically trying to force God to enhance my success quick. He said, no, it don't work that way. He said, you got to get on stage. That's why them open mics coming. If I feel I drive 7 hours for an open mic with no money, somebody gonna laugh. I'm taking somebody hostage, man.
or as I've heard you say, you gonna go out there and tickle them yourself.
I'm going out there and tickle them myself, and that's it. and those things work across the board now, bro. I'm not telling you. We talking about 25 years in the game, being creative and bringing new stuff on board, man, and just remaining creative, man. That's the most beautiful thing we can do for God, man. And when you remain creative, man, that means that you're appreciative of Him allowing you to be who you are and Him to cover you while you do what you do. Because so many people are not near as fortunate as me and you are. That's why we had this outreach minister mindset.
Yeah.
We're not just only giving physical gift, we're giving emotional and intellectual and spiritual gifts. Because money can't buy happening. The show can't buy.
No. And speaking of money, like you mentioned that success. We talk about success, but what people are really looking for is fulfillment.
Absolutely.
It's not about the success, it's about the fulfillment. That's what. And the only way you can be fulfilled is when you're doing that thing that you know that you have been created to do. When you are on that stage and you feel like I belong here. I know this is where I'm supposed to be. You know, we get the same thing in the speaking arena, going out and speaking in front of a crowd, and you're wondering, are they going to accept me? And you can, you know, when I know myself, when I'm speaking and I may throw some humor into one of my speeches, and I can tell a joke at one venue and the crowd goes wild, everybody's on the floor, and I can go to another venue and tell that same joke and it's crickets. So people are just people.
Right.
You can't let that deter you.
That's
You know what you have is good and it's helping people, and you keep going, and that's where that confidence just comes and it grows and it grows, and you go on from there. Now I'm watching you here. I'm seeing you here. You have this cap on that says up. I think that goes back to your entrepreneurial thing that you have. You have some up merchandise and all that. Tell us what this up is. What is that?
You know, that takes back to the company, Understand Me Production.
Okay.
You know, Understand Me Production. And that came to me too, doing the merchandise thing, because if a person in the world, I done been around people that been down a lot. We have been down.
Right.
We come up in the life of knowing what it's like to be down. We live, we still both have residency here in the state of Alabama, Hoover, and the different places. Right. And we know what it's like to be in a place that in the South. The Willie Lynch, the Jimmy Crow, the mindset of all the different parks, all the different stuff that's going on. So we'll constantly remind every day for 50 years going forward how long it takes to be down.
Right.
So I said to myself, well, God, if everybody run around looking down, what can I create to have people looking up? Look up to the hill with coming thy help and strength. If I be lifted up, I would draw old man up to me. Okay. See, we up to something, see?
Right.
So if we understand where our strength and where our motivation come from, where our resources are, it's up.
Yeah.
The world is part of a fellowship, but our lordship runs the whole ship.
Yeah.
So that's what gave me the mindset. I said, okay, God, I see what you're doing with this. He said, you create a brand. That's what happened. And that's why everything you see now is manifesting. The work that I got going on, all the different things coming. And there's so many different contracts or people want to do this, people want to do that. I just slide that in the draw. I'm like, okay, if I'd have spent over $1 million building what I have now, why do I think that I should just take a contract that you give me and give you 15% of my things that God done built up?
Okay.
I'm doing everything that you trying to get paid for off me.
Right.
So what you up to?
Yeah.
Like a stack of Bibles, I'm like, I can't sign that if everything pop off, because you need to be investing into me.
Right.
If I done built the brand, so if I built the brand, how am I just going to just allow you to take 15 or 20% of the brand that I took all my money, all my resources, and all my sacrifices to get to where I'm at now?
Mm-hmm.
And the people that support me, my wife, my son, and the people that's on my team,
Yeah.
that I know love me. I'm just going to take a piece of paper that you done create something and you just send it to me, and you want me to let you do this for me for $500 or $600 a month.
Yeah.
That's like hustling backwards to me.
Right. So you're taking that brand and you have merch such as you have caps and t-shirts and
Shorts
and all that. So
yeah.
how can the people get some of that merchandise? Because when they see that word up, I'm sure that's going to remind them to look up.
Oh yeah, it's go good. They can DM me also. My email address is timjennings45@gmail.com. My information for 205-529-9944. They know the cash app, so when they send me information concerning the merch, I know where it come from because they type certain things in the caption.
Okay. Okay. Do you have a website?
That's like let me say something about that. Because Laura had one too, but I feel like I got 5 or 6 websites.
Okay.
With all this social media. And so that's, like I said, I think that's something that we working on in the very near future for putting it back out like that. But since I've been independent like I have, I've been having my hands on the pulse with everything.
Okay.
People hit me up and say, man, I need this shirt. I need the hat. I'm like, okay, dude, I can ship it to you or I can meet you. You know how I do. Because I still like to have the interaction with people. Because once again, for me, I'm like this, because even with the shows that's coming up now, I like that interaction with people because I'm so grateful and appreciative once again for people to shop with me. Because here's the thing, if you got a t-shirt for $25, I always tell my son, my wife, anybody selling merchandise, people are not buying the t-shirt. They're buying you.
Exactly. You're
exactly sell your
right.
Books.
Yeah.
You sell your book. They're not buying you. They're buying your personality.
Right. That's why I take every book sale as a compliment. I am so humbled that somebody would take their hard-earned money and purchase something that I've created because they believe in me in what I do. Now, you just mentioned something about a show that's coming up, man. Tell us about this show you got coming on. I know you're always busy. You always got something lined up. You got something coming up here in the near future. Tell us what's going on.
We got a couple of projects in the works though, but since I've been home, man, I said once I got my structure and what I really wanted to do, and I knew when my time was coming, I said I want to also make myself not a household name, but also make myself known in my own city.
Okay.
So we kind of like partnered up on stuff concerning here at the Stardome with Bruce Ailes and Chi Chi, the whole Stardome family, JR Productions, and all these other people that's been believing in me. We've been putting these shows on, and a lot of people have issues coming up concerning what our church people are doing and what they're not doing. With the ministry stuff. Man, I don't drink, no, not in front of people. But in the confines of your own home, man, you something serious, man. Stop playing. Stop playing. Because you still human at the end of the day. If you out there in the middle of the desert, man, and you ain't got no water, man, somebody bring you some liquor and you ain't got no water, you gonna drink that liquor, man.
You gonna drink the liquor.
Or you gonna be thirsty as hell. So what has happened, man, for me putting in the work, and you've been watching me move since I've been back. Last year was one of the phenomenal months of the whole year. I did a lot of work for it. I went to Crestview, Florida, doing a lot of different gigs around the country, but same time, I stayed in the South more or less. Because I know once I get into the North, it's the cold weather, the different Kansas City, St. Louis. I hadn't been out there before. So once again, I said, God, keep me kind of local and going forward where it's kind of staying warm this way.
Okay.
And then when it come time to everything to open up, I'll be structured so I can transition from a landscaping company, all the stuff I have going on. I don't want to just pushing it out the way. I want to organically just minimize itself out the way. So these shows that we have going on concerning Start on, y'all get them tickets to starton.com. We coming up August the 17th, which is this Sunday. We have a show coming at 6:30 in the main room with me, myself, CC Pickett, and Rev Mixamar. You know Tony Gill.
Okay.
And he got this character, man. And I just feel back that I have to continue to give back.
Okay.
To my city, you know. And when I see a situation, man, that I see that need my support, not just only my resources and my time, but my finances, man, I just have a heart of giving and helping people. And then everybody just came on board, and we put the one on for August the 17th. The stuff went in the system on that last Thursday. The ticket went in the system on the last Thursday, and the show sold out the same day.
Wow.
You know, with your help, because you know y'all got y'all tickets, be at will call and everything. And so when that happened so fast, for August the 17th at 6:30, if y'all want to get them tickets, y'all $ me, understand me now. Y'all can go to starton.com and get the ticket. And when that happened, I got a call from Bruce.
Okay.
He said, "Man, how about everything happening so fast? Let's open it back up." You've been in. I love the Broadway room. I like to be intimate with y'all and trip and have fun. Because I do the main room like it ain't nothing. He said, since it's moving like it's moving, let's open it back up and it's gonna do the 400-seater.
Okay.
And that's how that came about. I said, okay, no problem, man, let's do it. And the pour out for the show, man, and people still, few little ticket left, it's still open up. Folks getting ready, but you know how we do here. If people they come about trying to run you at the end. I said, "Oh, brother, I'm a Clydesdale right now. I'm not going to be an opponent when it comes Sunday. You better give somebody on my team or go meet her. I'm gonna put you on wheel call. Cause I'm not going to be right around trying to get you no ticket at the last minute." But that show, man, and I was really impressed with that. And I got a few more things coming up out there, man. Even with what you got going on, not just all about me. It's about me just creating a platform that everybody else can eat off of it.
Right.
And how we get to that place, whatever people talk about what can happen in the South, whatever barricades up, or wall they got up, or yellow tape, we gonna kick it down.
Right.
You understand? Because we done endured so much to get to this place. And if the entertainment district here, or what they have going on now that we've been pushing for all these years, that's why I left. Because Birmingham didn't have the things that I desire that can make me be great like I wanted to be.
Right.
Once I came back, when God pushed me back, I said, okay, you bring me back. My goal was not to come back. But I had to come back and get this woman I got. You know what I'm saying? She went to Los Angeles.
Well, see, it's interesting you should say that, because when I left to join the military, I promised myself I was never coming back to Birmingham. I was gone. I was done. But as you say, God had another plan.
Yeah.
I ended up coming back, and after that came wife and kids, and now grandkids, and I'm old and settled now. I don't want to go anywhere else. And whenever I go somewhere, all I want to do is get back home.
See,
as they say, there's no place like home.
Facts. And once you're gonna build your foundation, man, and everything you got, no matter where I go in the world, I know what I have when I come home.
Right.
And when I can put myself in an isolated place, I can do that as well. But I'm known in a lot of different places. But the most important thing outside of being known is that the respect that people have for you. Of course, you're gonna have some situations that you don't feel as like they should be, but at the end of the day, that's part of life. Those are growing pains. It's just how you process it. But I'm elated once again for the support for the people that really like to see me do what I do, and that people like to. It's a grown crowd too. The young folks come out and do what they do with me, but it's a lane that we in that can't nobody get in. We don't have to drive fast. We can drive the speed limit because we're not intimidated by what's on our left, what's on our right. I'm in my own. And that's what got me to where I'm at now, because can't nobody do what I do the way that I do it.
Right. God has a purpose for every man and a man for every purpose.
Absolutely.
And even if somebody's doing the same thing you're doing, they're not going to do it the way God told you to do it.
Facts.
That's what I live by right there, because I'll talk to people and they say, well, somebody's already doing that and blah, blah, blah. Well, what does that have to do with you? Right. They're not going to do it the way God told you to do it. So that's what's so important. Well, man, we are winding down, and I would like to know if you have any words of wisdom or words of advice for some young comedian who wants to get out there and do what you do, or anybody who is just struggling with their confidence right now. What would you tell a young person coming up right now?
I would say, first of all, God, God gave you the vision.
Mm-hmm.
And once he gives you the vision, that's an individuality within itself.
Right.
And sometimes you got to get away from the loud noise that's in the room.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm saying is that I found out in the mix of God trying to elevate one person, it can be a whole tribe of people trying to keep them held hostage. But I done found out, and I say this for to give them a plug, that God does not elevate a crowd of people.
Mm.
He does an individuality post.
Right.
He pulls Rock out by himself and elevate him. He pulled Tim's out by himself and elevate him. So what I'm saying, anybody that's getting into business, if you just locally connected to a bunch of people, that can be your downfall. Sometimes you got to get away from around that noise that you come accustomed to hearing all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And what really happened, stop seeking validation through other people.
Right.
See, if you seek validation in your purpose and be encouraged from yourself, you can do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Self-encouragement starts within yourself, so you don't need to be validated by nobody else.
Right.
That's what I stop seeking validation and stay on your journey. And don't think that it's going to be an easy process. If you believe in it, man, it's going to take some work. It's going to be some highs and going to be some lows, but it's your dream. And I don't feel that there's no excuse for no one today with social media being like it is today.
Yeah.
Create something, but be very creative with what you got doing, what you got going on, and make sure that it's something that can separate you from everybody else.
Right.
Yeah, but the most important thing is being encouraged, man, and staying out the room with all that noise, because a bunch of people that making the same noise, you can't be distinguished, you can't be separated because everybody look the same.
Yeah.
You know, forget that fraternity mindset. Sometimes you got to go outside them for a walk. That's why he's wondering all the time why Jesus had to go back into the wilderness 40 days and 40 nights. He probably still be alive, Rock, and he wouldn't have been dealing with us.
Yeah, that's true.
Every time he went back in there, look what they did to him.
Dealing with folks.
Dealing with folks, man. So I tell them, if you don't want no thorn around your head, folks piercing your feet and spitting on you, you get outside them four walls, man, and do what God wants you to do. It's enough territory right here. I promise you. And I always say this, can't nobody dim your light, because think about this. There's way more light, brother, than people.
Wow. Wow.
You heard that? Yeah. Can't nobody dim your light, man.
Yeah.
Because it's way more light than people. But the most important thing to keep them lights on, pay your light bill.
Yeah.
Yeah, pay your light bill. How you pay your light bill is by pushing.
Yeah.
Every time you go, it's getting a little bit lighter. Getting a little lighter.
Yeah.
You heading toward that tunnel vision.
Yeah.
That's what that's the desire. That's the passion. So get outside that noise, man, and don't let nobody dim your light, because at the end of the day, there's way more light in the room than people.
Man. And on that note, people, hey, I tell you, what more can be said? Because everything he said was well said.
I like that. I like that. Hey, and y'all come out, man. Sunday.
Yeah, definitely come out and support the comedy show and all that you're doing, man. I just appreciate you for coming on and sharing your gifts and your wisdom and know-how with the world right now, because that's what we need. That's exactly what we need. And people, you heard it right here on the Well Said podcast. This is what we do. We are here to uplift and encourage people. That's all we want to do. We want to get the word out. So what you got to do is continue to hit that like button. You got to hit the subscribe. You got to hit the notification bell and share this information with all of your friends and people that you know who may want to get into the business of being a comedian or being an author or speaker or anything like that. Share this information with them and let them know what's going here at the Well Said Podcast. But most of all, you know what you got to do. You got to keep being great. And you know why. Because somebody's got to be great today. It might as well be you. Take care.
Thanks for listening to the Well Said Podcast. Tune in next time for another exciting and informative edition. If you need help on how to become an author or speaker, contact Cedric at cedric3.com. And thanks again for listening to the Well Said Podcast.